Boom, 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 Mr. Stevie's Tall Toy Tales. Hello there. Like my new hat? It's cool, isn't it? It's from the Tron Light Cycle ride on in Disneyland or Disney World, not quite sure which. I haven't been, I just got it online, but I thought it was pretty wicked. It also matches my hair colour almost exactly. Episode 12 of Mr. Stevie's Tall Toy Tales. As you know, previously I usually explore, examine certain areas of my collection, whether it be Star Wars or Adventure People. And what I've seen is a lot of people in the comments go, oh, what's that over there? You've seen that? Oh, I see you've got that. I'm like, oh, what is that? I've never seen that before. So what I thought I'd do for episode 12 is take you on a very quick 10-minute tour of the entire thing. What I'd really love you to do is as we're going through it and you see something that you like or are interested in or want me to explore more in future episodes, just make a note of it in the comments below down there. All right? Makes sense? All right, so let's do this in 10 minutes. I'll set an alarm and we'll get going. And remember, if you see something, say something. Alexa, let's go live.
You 10 minutes to talk toys.
10 minutes to talk toys. Well, let's get going. So we're going to get through all of this, but let's start at the beginning. A load of boxes, got E.T., got Starbird, I got some weird boxes up here. Jimmy, those of you in England will probably recognize this if you're around in the late 70s. Still working, of course. I got a collection of books, and then we come to my Smurf. So I made a Smurf village out of some official Smurf assets, backgrounds and things. Got a little Gargamel there, and I just collected a load of Smurfs and a load of Smurf buildings. If you can see in there, I've refashioned an Ewok village with a little bit of foliage, with a little bit of canopy from a cheap garden centre. I love art of books. I don't know about you, but there is nothing better than flicking through a book with original sketches. Ratatouille is one of my favourites. Original sketches and concept art and things like that, because I'll be honest with you, I don't like reading much, but I do like pretty pictures. Got a load of Calvin and Hobbes, probably one of the greatest comic strips ever made, and my usual Star Wars books, etc., and a few other bits and pieces. All right, so I got 9 cabinets in total. Each cabinet has 4 little cuboids, of which I call, as you should know by now, memory shelves. All right, and each one is usually designated or dedicated to a time or a particular IP. So let's make a start. The Marvel Legends Retro. I got my bleachers full of them. Got them all. I've also got some unusual ones here with a few little kind of prototype or kind of variants there. We come down, I got my sort of odds and sods. Got a little bit of epic line there. And then as we move down, we have an accident. Oh, great. Spider-Man's fallen down and knocked them all over. But, you know, Legends, there's 1,400 Legends figures. Quite daunting for me. So I like the Spider-Man stuff and the animated things, but I've got to organize that. I'm not going to lie. I got a shelf full of my sort of Belgian toys. Got my Smurfs. You know I've got the village over there, but I've also got separate Smurfs because I can't fit them all in. And I've got Asterix. I love Asterix. Really, really great run of comics. As we come down, we've got my Adventure People, which is in episode, what is it, 10? I think it's episode 10 I did Adventure People. Come down some more. I love Richard Scarry. I just adore the design and the imagination that goes into Richard Scarry. Read his books a lot when I was little. There is a fantastic range of Play School called Puzzle Town. So if you want to know more about that, let me know. If I go down there, I've got some X-Men. I first got into X-Men in the early 90s when I was a comic collector. I got a load of cards in rare official binder. I got some really cool complete set of stickers. So this is my kind of preschool toddler stage. I loved Sesame Street. So Sesame Street and the Muppets. I remember asking my mum to draw the Muppets over and over and over again so I could colour them in. But I got quite a few of those. Got my Little People. I've got a load more Fisher-Price Little People in the other room, which I haven't got out on display. Some Weebles. Come down. E.T. This had a massive impact on me in 1982. I was 9 years old. And I got a load of stuff, got some unusual pieces here as well. Some edibles, don't eat them. And I've got a little bit of customization going on in there as well, but I do love E.T. Come down again, we got some Playmobil, and again, Playmobil and Lego. Playmobil and Lego were popular worldwide, although I'd say Playmobil is more popular in Europe. And as I was in England, I loved Playmobil. Got some good stories behind that. And as we come down here, I got some Lego. Lego pieces, Lego sets are so big to kind of keep. I'm actually more interested in the Lego minifigure. I think it's one of the best designed action figures ever. And I like picking up sort of pop culture characters from Lord of the Rings, from Harry Potter, Batman, Scooby-Doo. I got some rare ones here, some Stranger Things. These are my sort of 70s shelf, where in England, I love the Wombles. I was actually born in Wimbledon, where the Wombles is set. I got some Steve Austin, $6 Million Man, and the Mr. Men as well. I did some work on the Mr. Men when I worked in my first job. I never met Roger Hargreaves, but I knew his son, Adam Hargreaves. As we come down, we've got 80s. We're moving into the 80s, so I got a variety of stuff from Danger Mouse Swatch watches. I got Inspector Gadget, I got Starbird, I got some Panini football, proper football, and some odds and sods and some strange bits and pieces down there. Coming down to Jurassic Park, 1993. That was a monster year, excuse the pun. So I've got a little bit of a shrine to Ken and a little bit of a custom there. I've got a good story about Weetabix. We come down here. This is when I first joined Hasbro in '99. I worked on the Action Man line and Alpha Teens on Machines. So this is a collection, although these guys have all fallen over. This is a collection of memorabilia from when I first started at Hasbro. I got 2 shelves of Superman separated by Detolfs. Superman was probably one of my favorite superheroes. I got some expected Superman stuff. I got some more unusual things here. Got some really unusual things here, and some I put in some modern stuff. This is a Mezco, I think it is, but it's retro kind of Fleischmann or Fleischer. I think it's Fleischer. Excuse me. Stuff there. Come down. This is my Too Old for Toys. These are good stories. Got Batman. I got Thundercats. I got Bill and Ted's. I've got He-Man. And this is when I was a little bit too old for toys, but I kept my eye on it. I sort of had guilty pleasures of playing with them. Same with the real Ghostbusters. So I've got the Fire Station and a variety of figures, including our more modern but slightly retro looking ones. Not much Superman the movie memorabilia, which as a kid I used to get quite annoyed at. I'm even more annoyed now, but I've got what I can get, and I've also got some things in there that you couldn't get. But I do love Superman, and I do love Christopher Reeve. Coming down, another movie franchise I absolutely adore, Indiana Jones. Got some Raider stuff, got some original things there, and some of our new retro ones to kind of fill it out, because as we know, or you should know, Kenner didn't do all of the movies. Then he did the first one, then it went on to LJN, which was a very different look. And coming down, we've hopefully got a couple of shelves that you will recognize from the last episode, where I rearranged my sci-fi and space. So we've got Star Trek, we've got Tron, we've got some Black Hole, etc., etc. Coming down, we've got Odds and Sods, where we've got some Gremlins and A-Team and Dukes of Hazzard, things like that. So here, I have to sort of stand back on this one, I think. This takes up 2 Detolfs. Let's see if I can do that in one go. So we've got all of my original Kenners. These were looked at in detail in episodes 4, 5, 6, and 7, I believe. Yeah, so if you want to know about those, I've kind of already done those quite deeply. So go back and check those episodes. And then as we come to my last shelf, if I can get that open. I was into fantasy, into Warhammer quite a bit. I painted a lot of lead figures. Remember when we get figures that were made of lead back in the old days? Love a bit of Lord of the Rings. I love Ralph Bakshi's 1978 Lord of the Rings. Really hard to get hold of, but they're some of my grails. Got some nice fighting fantasy books. You might know that I love cereal mascots. I find them incredibly interesting in the way they're designed from the late 60s into 70s. So I collect a lot of those. Heading down, we've got the first movie I ever saw as a 2-year-old, 3-year-old when I was living in Canada, Peter Pan. My nickname that my parents gave me and still call me is Tink, because I was infatuated with Tinkerbell. But in this collection, I collect all the sort of Disney-styled Peter Pans. Is that plural, Peter Pans? I guess it is. And then we come down to some Pez. This was a reasonably new discovery. They have their American offices not too far in Orange, Connecticut, which I've been to a number of times, and I'm absolutely fascinated by the aesthetic and the colors and the innovation that they did. So Pez is a really interesting set of toys. And then we come to odds and sods. I've got some of my Asterix books here. What have we got up here? I got some Evel Knievel. I've got some Crazy Crocs. I've got some shoes from Taboo from the Black Eyed Peas. And then if we head over the top, I've got some Hot Toys. I've got some original sketches from my time on Action Man. I've got some cereal boxes. I've got the HasLabs. I've got the Barge, some ET stuff. And then we're back where we started. So there we are. How quickly did that 10 minutes go? Remember when you were a kid? And my birthday's in March, and the time between March and Christmas seemed an eternity. But now it seems to be like over in a couple of days. But there we go. What can we do? Maybe that's Einstein's theory of relativity, I believe. I must try and train my mind to make time go slower. I'll work on that before the week's out, okay? So I hope you enjoyed that tour. I'm just closing all those up now for us. If there's something you liked or was interested in, let me know in the comments below. I might do a whole episode on a line, or I might even just pick out individual toys and do like a pick and mix. Who knows? I don't know. That's why I'm asking you. In the meantime, have a wonderful weekend. Have a great week. Work hard, play hard, and bugger off.